Hey guys, welcome back and happy Wednesday. All right, guys, well, we're back to talk about the Real Housewives of Orange County because Heather Dubrow is dropping a little bit of tea. Thank you to Reality Blurb. We're hearing that Heather Dubrow hints Noella Bergener may not return to the Real Housewives of Orange County after an interesting conversation with Andy Cohen. She's suggesting that Noella is inauthentic and embellishes for the camera, which is something that we'll get into the details. Before we jump in, if you guys haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And with that, let's jump right in.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
All right, guys, so the biggest question here is, could Noella Bergener be a one-hit wonder on the Real Housewives of Orange County? And the reason we're wondering this is because we've seen it before. We saw Elizabeth Lynn Vargas. We've seen some other ones like Lizzie. We've seen women come and go, and it's not a big surprise sometimes that the women only last for one season. Do we remember Catherine Edwards on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? Well, this could be the same fate for Noella Bergener. During the latest episode of her podcast, Noella's co-star, Heather Dubrow, who was brought back to the show for season 16, Heather Dubrow brought back to the show. Okay. After previously starring on seasons 7 through 11, reflected on a recent conversation that she had with Andy Cohen before revealing what she believes is the problem with Noella's behavior. We had a very interesting conversation that I cannot share before the show. But very interesting. Heather teased on the April 17th episode of Heather Dubrow's World of her recent appearance on Watch What Happens Live. The problem is when you get people that have watched too many reality TV shows and feel like they need this big storyline, or that they want to, I'm going to fight with this person, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, it doesn't really ring authentic. True, the audience responds to it, and that doesn't get longevity on the show. She continued with this, and she's not done. But we've been saying this, Jason and I have been having these conversations for quite some time now, because Noella Bergener, she has openly said, I have watched all the seasons. She said, I was a fan of Heather Dubrow's at one point, and then meeting her was a little bit disappointing. And you watch her playing up things for the camera, at least that's how it comes off. But we were talking about this because even Salt Lake City, whatever new Housewives franchise they start, it's like these women have now seen the other franchises, so they want to come in and be kind of a caricature of other housewives that they really love watching. For example, we see Meredith Marks, and she's compared to like Lisa Vanderpump. We've seen Lisa Barlow be compared to Kyle Richards. I don't think we can compare Jen Shaw to anyone, but going down the line, you see where sometimes these women have seen so many different reality shows and they're like, oh, okay, this is how I'm going to portray myself on the show. This is what I'm running with. But fans are so smart, especially after the pandemic and everybody staying at home and religiously watching these shows and picking apart every single detail, not to mention the Bravo super fans. Oh yeah, if you're putting it on for the cameras, we're going to know. Just point blank, period. We got this, okay? Let's get back to it. Although Heather noted that she doesn't judge Noella for how she's handled her divorce and the death of her father, she said that she does judge her castmates' inauthentic antics, including her decision to take a moment out of taking off her rings on camera twice and her Riverside scream. I think you see with the audience that it doesn't ring true, Heather stated. Okay. According to Heather, she felt that Noella was either complaining about the cast, not checking on her enough, or distancing herself from the ladies completely. Noella seems to always be pissed when she's with everyone and everyone's not asking her how she's doing and what's going on, and not to be a part of the group. But she was constantly separating herself from the group. And for someone who says they want to be a part of things, I just don't really get that. And she also said it just felt like she wanted to be on a show by herself. Heather also felt that Noella was putting on a show for the cameras. I agree. Okay, hold on. Talking out loud to yourself by yourself when the cameras are there is a put on. Okay. You don't walk around your house and go, I wonder if I can light my guitar on fire. You're talking to the camera. It's just also inauthentic. She knows exactly what she's doing. She's playing a game. I just think it's Well, she said BS, but you guys know. Also on the podcast, Heather looked back on the final night of the Real Housewives of Orange County filming when, after claiming she just wants to have fun, Noella slipped off into a corner as the rest of the cast enjoyed one another's company. As soon as the cameras went down, she was off in the corner. Miss I Want to Have Fun, I'm Always the Center of Fun was in the corner doing nothing while we all had fun, had drinks with the crew, had drinks with each other, and we were dancing on tables. All right. I mean, she's pretty much letting us know Noella Bergener is definitely going out of her way to put it on for the cameras. Now, the thing is, we've already heard this. If you watch Noella Bergener's appearance on Watch What Happens Live, it didn't look like she jived really well with Andy Cohen, and it kind of looked like he was getting annoyed with her. We've seen this before with Jennifer Aiden. We've seen it with a couple different housewives in the past where Andy's like, okay, let's get through this. I mean, did you guys watch the Real Housewives of Miami season 4 reunion? Because if you didn't, let me just remind you, Lisa Hochstein, when she showed up late, he was like, sit down. You don't need to do a whole like, hello, we're here in a twirl. Just sit down. She's like, do I have time to put on my jewelry? He's like, I guess, but hurry up. Like, we're on a time constraint. And you can tell when he's getting annoyed. Now, we were hearing little tidbits of the reunion, and Andy was asked who was the most annoying or who pissed him off the most at the reunion. And the answer was Noella Bergener. I'm wondering, well, we'll find out tonight, I guess, because tonight's the kickoff to the first part of the reunion. I'm wondering what she did, unless she was trying to go out of her way to put on her own. I mean, she's done that before. We're going to have to wait and see. Guys, I'm so curious what your thoughts are about all of this. And Heather hinting that Noella Bergener would potentially not return to season 17 of The Real Housewives of Orange County. Do you think Bravo, the suit and ties, and the executives up there at NBC, do you think that they're going to give her a second chance and be like, listen, sit her down. It's ringing a little inauthentic. We need you to kind of not put it on so much for the cameras, but be true to who you are. You're interesting enough. You don't have to talk about lighting a guitar on fire or go by the creek and scream. To be fair, I've also done that when I was really stressed out before. I remember I was 14. My stepmom was a monster at the time. And I used to go down to the creek and just like squall my eyes out and scream as loud as I could because I couldn't do it at home. Or I would scream into my pillow. But I never had cameras on me. So I'm not going to diss Noella for that. But I do understand where some fans and even Heather Dubrow and Andy Cohen think that some of her moments, some of her film moments are ringing a little inauthentic. So go ahead, comment below. Do you want to see Noella Bergener back next season, or would you be okay with her leaving the franchise? I, to be fair, would not actually mind if she was back. I don't know what we would have watched had Noella Bergener not been stirring the pot. Emily and Gina stirring the pot this season. Without Noella Bergener, I feel like we would have had a more dull season. But I know I'm not the only opinion. So go ahead with the unfiltered opinions. Guys, also, we will be going to New York City next week. April 28th, we will be performing at City Winery. I sound like I'm a singer-songwriter or something, a dancer. I mean, we'll be putting on a live show. So hopefully you guys will be able to join us in person. And if not, don't forget that you can still catch us on the live stream. We're dropping the VIP bundle behind the scenes bonus footage today for Los Angeles. It's so good. You guys are going to really enjoy it. It's about 30 minutes, but honestly, if you got the VIP bundle package, I'm telling you, or even the VIP package for LA, you're really going to enjoy the behind the scenes. We should have Nashville up by next week. And then if we're doing New York next week, we'll have New York up right after that. Don't forget to smash that like button, get subscribed, and we'll see you next time. Bye guys. Love you.